Well, we invite you to join us for another hour of Smoky Mountain Rewatch Along Project. This is podcasting the way it used to be and the way you like it. This show is a production of the Something Else Podcasting Network, and it is episode number 126 of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, something Mountain Wrestling from June 25th, 1994, tape June 7th, 1994, at the Loudon High School in Loudon, Tennessee. My name is Aria, and joining me, as always, is the Lance Cassidy to my Dixie Dynamite. It's Trey. Trey, I know you would never make fun of me for botching the intro like that.
So if you're Dixie Dynamite and I'm Lance Cassidy, does that make Astro Peach the Road Cat?
Sure. I think it was the Battle Cat, but what? I thought Battle Cat was somebody else.
I,
Wasn't it Brady Boone?
I also think Battle Cat was somebody else and not Brian James.
Yes. I believe Brian James was the Dark Secrets. And if you
See
watch
now,
one week of, if you watch TNA for about 35 seconds once, he was also the Bullet.
if you get a cat, they could be Arachnaman.
There you go. Arachnaman does whatever arachnids can. You know, arachnophobia is so weird. Like, just let spiders get married.
I never saw that movie,
Which one?
Arachnophobia.
Ah, I did not see it either, but I mean, if homophobia is being afraid of gay people getting married, I'm assuming that's what arachnophobia is.
I did see a movie once upon a time on Netflix back when Netflix had like good quality Z movies on it called Big Ass Spider. That was fantastic.
Big ass spider.
Big Ass Spider exclamation point was the name of the movie.
So I told you the story about Julia Hart last night, right?
Uh-huh. I don't know if you
About
told it on the
how,
podcast.
well, no. I slid into your DMs to tell you about it.
As you often do.
Um, yes. So Julia Hart was the guest this month at AEW Heels, and she talked about how her favorite movie was from the year she was born, 2001. Immediately, my back began creaking.
What was the movie?
I never actually said that part. The movie was Scary Godmother.
Never heard of it.
I don't think anybody has, but that was Julia Hart's favorite movie.
I think if I
In
was
fact,
gonna pick
still
my
is Julia
favorite
Hart's favorite movie.
I think if I was gonna pick my favorite movie from 2001, it would be The New Guy. Did you ever see that movie with fuck, what's dude's name? I can see him in my
That's a hell of a
uh
name. Fuck, what's that dude's name?
oh, it's
Uh,
annoying because I could see him in my head and I know he's been in a lot of movies and I cannot think of his name.
It ain't that fucking hard, guys. We ain't building a rocket. We're getting guys over in a fake fucking business.
did that help?
DJ Qualls. It did. It gave me a second
See?
to Google.
See? Oh, I was hoping you would have just thought of it.
No.
Um, but welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It's June 25th, 1994. It is probably much warmer in June 94 in Loudon, Tennessee than it is in October 2025 in Massachusetts. In fact, I can almost guarantee it is without bothering to look anything up on like a weather app or any kind. It is currently, well, it's a little warmer than I thought. 48 degrees.
That's awesome. I am over here. I'm over here with my windows open, excited that it's gonna drop into the 60s tonight.
I'd appreciate a good day in the 60s right now.
Yeah.
Um,
It won't get in the 40s here till fucking January.
you gotta love a north and south, the differences between the two of us.
The differences between North and South kind of historically have consumed my life.
Yep. And despite the fact that one of us is from the right side of the country and the other isn't, we can still be friends. And what better way to bring things together than watching professional wrestling?
Indeed. But you notice where we come together. We come together on that good Southern wrestling.
We come together right now over me. To be fair, I mean, I don't know if I would have said to you way back when, "Hey Trey, do you want to talk about WWF superstars?" Do you think you may have said yes to that?
Probably, but I think I enjoy what we do a lot more.
I agree. I don't think there's a whole lot that we probably wouldn't be riffing. Well, we'd need to riff probably for an hour if we were watching Superstars because that, was primarily job matches. Um,
And
but
and Mid
anywho,
South and fucking Smoky Mountain are not.
yeah, but like there's always stuff happening on those shows. Like Superstars, it's like, like they do like one angle a month, and like we'd be sitting here twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah, that's fair. We could watch the
And
AWA.
oh, I can't imagine why we wouldn't. Especially since our bestie Buck Zumhoff is on that show, it would allow us to fast forward that show too.
Never mind.
So let's go to the intro of the show with Coddle and Les after I unmute the video.
Invite you to join us for another action-packed hour of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Professional wrestling the way it used to be and the way you like it. Hi, wrestling fans. I'm Bob Caudle along with Les Thatcher. Les, another great hour in store for all our wrestling fans this week. We're going to see the Dirty White Boy in action. We're going to get an update on our legends. Plus, we got lots of other things for our viewers.
Well, Jake Roberts says, I think he's supposed to explain to us what's going on with the two samurais, right? And, of course, speaking of the twin samurais, Tracy Smothers is a new Beat the Champ man on Smoky Mountain Wrestling Television now. So we've got to draw a challenger for Tracy's first time around. And of course, the Samurai, whichever one is the one Tracy beat for this last week. Let's see what we got here. Chris Hamrick will be squaring off with Tracy Smothers in our Beat the Champ match today.
All right, fans, all of that and a lot more.
Wait a second. I got
well
something to
done.
say.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll tell you what it's going to be like. Thrill Seekers come out here, and they're trying to challenge us to a penalty box match. Well, I'll tell you what, Bob Goddard. Let's just settle this whole thing today, right here on the show. We'll have an automatic DQ match. The first one that cheats loses. Simple. How about that? I don't care which one of the Thrill Seekers it is. I want one of them in the ring. How about that? We're proving the cheaters are right here. That's it. Put that in the pipe and smoke it.
A match, the first one that breaks a rule loses? Is that?
The first guy to pull trunks, or the first guy to throw a punch, or the first guy to do anything illegal loses a match automatically. Now, if the Thrill Seekers accept that, these guys are going to have to walk that fine line as well, Bob.
All right, we'll find out about that, fans, but we'll let you in on that when we get in on it. We'll be back right now. Let's go up to the ring.
Now, Trey warned me about this match, earlier today, that there was a match with perhaps the greatest stipulation in the history of wrestling. Although I think he said dumbest, but I would say the greatest stipulation. We're going to have an extreme enforcement of the rules match. After talking about such a thing for weeks and weeks and weeks, today, one of Well Done is going to take on one of the Thrill Seekers with an extreme enforcement of the rules. Now, I do have to ask, isn't like, okay, maybe this was a little too extreme, but shouldn't this be the standard for wrestling? If you break the rules, that's a disqualification.
I'm sorry.
And
I just
Trey is so excited about this.
I was excited. I started talking at a very high, irritated volume and quickly realized that you couldn't hear me. Yeah, I thought those were the rules of wrestling.
Yep. I mean, that's what I've always been led to believe. Now, like, we'll get to it. They went a little overboard with it. But at the same time, like, you're not supposed to pull hair. You're not supposed to use a closed fist. You know,
If I
you're not supposed. Mhm.
if I ever have a territory, and I won't, but if I ever have a territory, I am going to make it a rule that a closed fist is an automatic disqualification in a standard wrestling match.
Now, in order to teach the audience this, would you make sure to do that finish 2 or 3 times so the fans will be like, okay, that is definitely a disqualification?
Yeah, that's how you educate the audience.
Yes. Now, would you ruin a pay-per-view uh, by having your final 2 matches featuring a screwy finish just to prove to the fans that just because it's a pay-per-view doesn't mean that you're going to have a clean finish in your main event matches?
I wouldn't do it just for that. No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying I would never do it because never say never. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about wrestling, and I've said this before. There are certain things that I firmly believe that you should never, ever, ever, ever do. That way, when you do them, they'll be a lot more effective.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people in our nation don't have maps and like everywhere, and such as the Kuwaiti countries, and yeah, that poor girl. Don't even remember her fucking name, but her answer to that question. Um, so after the intro, because yeah, there's not a whole lot. Like, here's the thing: the only match that was actually announced, where both opponents were announced, was Tracy Smothers versus Chris Hamrick for the Beat the Champ TV title. If Well Done didn't come out to make this challenge, what was the main event going to be? We were just gonna have like a
Uh,
7 minute empty hole at the end of the show.
maybe something got bumped. Maybe I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I, I don't know. Maybe Killer Kyle was supposed to have a expiration of time match. That's why he was out there in his new gear.
Yeah, when are we going to get a fight tag match? The Federation of Intimidating Tough Execute? I don't fucking know.
The Federation of International Thugs and Eliminators.
There we go. There we go.
Every week we should wait to see how long it takes for you to figure that one out, and try to have you figure out fight every week. So we go to the ring for the match. It is James Adkins and El Hijo del Santo versus Dixie Dynamite and Lance Cassidy. The first thing I noted on this show, we got intros on this week's show.
Yeah.
We knew who
Yeah.
everybody in every match was.
Yeah. And two great wrestling families represented, the Armstrongs and the Santos.
Yes. Now, despite the fact that the Santos are represented here in this match, we were informed that the battle at Summer Blast Tour 94 between Scott and Steve Armstrong and Terry and Dory Funk will determine the best wrestling family ever. And that made me think about this quote from The Simpsons.
This match will determine once and for all which nation is the greatest on earth, Mexico or Portugal.
I'd like to think that they got that joke from Smoky Mountain Wrestling 94.
I want to make a really obscure history joke here, but I will demur. No, well, it makes sense though, because the Armstrongs defeated the Santo family here. So obviously the Armstrongs are greater than the Santo. Now it's up to the Armstrongs and the Funks to determine it.
Well, I mean, they didn't beat the Santo family. They beat one of the Santo family.
They beat the son of Santo. You can't do any better than that with the father of El Hijo del Santo no longer with us.
You didn't let me say my hilarious joke.
I'm sorry.
The father of El Hijo del Santo. But
yeah, that's the joke that I was going for. Have I ever told my story about like realizing how fucking famous El Santo really is?
You have not told that story. Please tell that story.
I was in down in Matamoros about like 2018 or so, And of course, I want to go to the market. I want to get some lucha masks, obviously. And naturally, when in Rome, you get a fucking El Santo mask. So I'm just like hanging out with my wife and our friends from the valley, and I'm just goofing off, putting my Santo mask on. And there's like people and people who are like not people who are not old enough to remember El Santo were like, oh, it's El Santo, and I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking like I don't know if you would get that wearing a fucking Hulk Hogan mask in a market in fucking Tallahassee.
I I mean, I think if you did that, people are like, why is this goof wearing a fucking Hulk Hogan mask?
That's true. Well, nobody in Mexico would call a man wearing a Santo mask a goof. That is
Yes.
sacrilege.
See, El Santo can't be a big deal because he's not in America. Don't you understand that nobody is a big star unless they're in America? I've learned that from Twitter every time Dave ever has an argument about El Santo.
See, that's where you're fucking up. You're learning from Twitter.
I mean, you could say I'm learning from Dave
Are you
on
learning from
Twitter.
Dave or are you learning from the idiots arguing with Dave?
I'm learning how not to argue with Dave, which is probably not the best way to go about this, but I still have to do my Observer Hall of Fame ballot. And I'm not just saying
Shut
it
the
to piss
fuck
you off. I'm
up.
saying because I just thought
Shut
about
the
it the other
fuck
day. I'm
up.
like, shut the fuck up, you sold out. Anyway, I think I was actually looking up that Simpsons clip during this match because like the match was over and I'm like, well, Scott or Steve pinned either James or L with a missile drop kick. Upon watching the replay, Steve pinned L.
That is correct. The Scott held Elio Del Santo up, and Steve came off the top rope with a missile drop kick.
Yes. Um, so we're now going to go to Scott and Steve, who someone had the bright idea to put a microphone in front of their faces.
All right, fans, here they are, and you just saw them with a tremendous win up there. Determined that in Summer Blast, they're going to be upholding the pride of the family, and that's the Armstrong family, right, Scott?
That's exactly right. You know, the Armstrongs have been out of the title picture for a long, long time now here in the Smoky Mountains, but there's two men that have the belts right now under the wings of Miss Tammy something or other. I can't think of her name, but I know what I'd like to call her. But the bottom line is they got the belts. We're looking for them. Now, as far as you said about family pride, you got that right. This is just two of the Armstrongs, and everybody knows Bullet Bob's got twice that many. Yep. So it don't take nothing but a phone call, brother. And when it comes Summer Blast time, Funks, it's just like Steve said. When we were young boys, we idolized you as you grew up. Dory Funk Jr., the best world champion there's ever been. Terry Funk, the wildest world champion there's ever been. Well, brother, that was then. This is 1994, and it's the year of Scott and Steve Armstrong.
What about that, Steve?
That's right. Just like Scotty said, it's about time the Armstrongs have been around here, and we've been fighting hard in the Smoky Mountain area. We've been wanting a title shot, and that's coming our way, thank the good Lord. We got a title shot against Big Brian Lee on the Summer Blast Tour, and his partner Candido and the girl, the Witch, and then the Funk Brothers. Well, get the funk out my face. That's right. Because right there on July 3rd in our home sweet home in Armstrong headquarters, which is Marietta, Georgia, right there nestled above Atlanta, GA. We're going to get it done right all night, Thursday night, whatever night it is, but it's July 3rd. That's all I know. We'll be there.
All right, fans, Scott's. I tell you, the Armstrongs are ready, Steve and Scott. We'll be back. We got more action coming your way. Right now, let's take this time out.
I think we would have had better luck had the Scots shown up to do this promo.
Sandy and George.
Yes.
As long as nobody lets George book anything.
He would have booked his own promo. The funny thing is, like, about George Scott in '89, like he was the booker during the national expansion of the WWF, and like Hogan and Piper got him fired, but like Brett loved him.
It wouldn't be the first time that somebody who had been a great booker wasn't a great booker 4 or 5 years later.
I guess, but it's like it's such a small turnaround that you wouldn't think it would be that bad. But yeah. 89 WCW. It's like it's easy to sit and say, "Oh, what do you mean 89 WCW? They had Flair versus Steamboat." Yeah, they had matches below Flair versus Steamboat on the card too. You may not know that or not.
There's like there's a lot of great stuff in 99 WCW, but then like or sorry, 89 WCW, but then like that's all you need. Like the Flair Steamboat stuff and the Flair Funk stuff and like I don't know. I guess the Cornette babyface turn that was in late '88, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Here, I'm gonna save you about 200 hours of your life. Watch the 10 hours of Ric Flair during the year, and you're good.
There you
Um, now, we're talking about Smoky Mountain as much as Scott and Steve are talking about the match with the Funk they've been building up. I'm like, why the hell are they talking about Candido and primetime Brian Lee? And I guess they got a title match coming up. I guess the Rock and Roll Express must have lost their pile driver matches because Brian Lee and Chris Candido are still your Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions.
Well, maybe the Rock and Roll Express won the matches, and then somebody realized that an unsanctioned match can't have a fucking title change, and the changes were invalidated.
Or maybe it was like those Michigan title changes. They switched back and forth, and they never got mentioned on telly.
No.
Um, so we go to our next match, which is Beat the Champ Television Champion Tracy Smothers versus Confederate Currency Chris Hamrick. He couldn't have found like a last name that starts with a C, so he could just get all four C's there.
I don't think he planned on being Confederate currency, but apparently he lost his self esteem at some point. He wanted to be United States currency, and didn't quite get there, and then he decided to try to be Canadian currency and still couldn't do it, and he just lost all hope and decided to be Confederate currency.
See, I assumed that in order to get a job in ECW in the year 2000, you had to make some sort of reference to cash. Because, like, that's when Kid Cash was getting a push. We had Julio De Niro, Easy Money, and Confederate Currency Chris Hamrick.
Hot Commodity was a pretty good name for that tag team, but you know what also would have been a good team name for Julio De Niro and Easy Money?
Full-blooded Italians? I don't know.
Legal Tender. No, just me.
Where did you come up with that?
It just occurred to me when I was watching the show, and I popped myself, and then I said it again, and it popped you.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. This is why the listener listens to this show every week.
Because we both watch these shows with just the primary intention of looking for things to pop each other.
We also know it's like some things don't need a serious 10-minute discussion. I'm sorry, Tracy Smothers and Chris Hamrick. Love Tracy Smothers. We don't need to talk about this match for 10 minutes.
The match went 3 minutes and 39 seconds, and they did not make contact until 1 minute and 1 second in.
Well, there might be a reason for that because Jim Cornette has shown up at ringside, and he has something to say.
Hamrick, you know something, boy? I don't think you got the proper unemployment benefits, and I don't believe that your working conditions are fair, so I'm going to give you the chance of a lifetime. All you got to do is beat that punk Tracy Smothers right there, and you can be a full-fledged card-carrying member of my union, the Federation of International Thugs and Eliminators. You beat him, you're in the union, baby.
Well, Cornette came right out. He made that announcement right here for all the fans to hear, Les. Isn't that?
Now, I've never been in a union, Trey. Have you?
No.
Okay, so maybe we don't know, but I'm like, is that the proper way to join a union is to beat up Tracy Smothers?
Maybe. Killer Kyle has, well, They fought Tracy. Maybe you just have to fight Tracy Smothers. I don't know. Maybe you have to fight him well. I don't think that Killer Kyle ever beat Tracy Smothers, did he?
I don't think so. But like, let's say Chris Hamrick wins. What if he doesn't want to be a member of the union? What if he doesn't want to sign his card? You know?
Well, he's gonna get treated like a scab then.
Well, it's only a scab if you like depart from the union and cross the picket line.
No, that is not accurate.
Oh well.
You're a scab if you cross the picket line.
Well, to be fair, they haven't gone on strike yet, so there's no picket line for them to
That's
cross.
true. That's true. You got me there.
I do want to see the union negotiations though between the union rep and like Bullet Bob Armstrong. Um, I think those might be
Yeah.
an interesting. We may need a full hour of Smoky Mountain one week just for that.
Yeah.
Like instead of like I'm sure they're going to do a Night of the Legends preview episode. Instead of that, we could just have an hour of union negotiations.
That'd be tremendous.
Yeah. All right, so back to the match. Bruiser, Bedlam, and Killer Kyle came to ringside to watch. Trey, if you were hesitant to join a union and Bruiser Bedlam came to your front door, how fast would you sign your union card?
I would have already signed the union card.
The James gang hit the ring for immoral support because they are anti-union, apparently. And Tracy won with a quote-unquote diving shoulder tackle. Somehow, in order for it to be a true diving shoulder tackle, I think you have to go to the ground with them.
Yeah, the Tennessee torpedo that they're still calling the jaw jack.
Now, there's a whole story about, the union and people joining this union and yada, yada, yada. What if the entire territory were to join the union?
Good. That's how it's supposed to work.
Well, but if the matches are only taking place as union members versus non-union members, we have to like bring in 20 new guys?
No. Why would you bring in scabs when you already have a good union shop? The point is to get the whole workforce in the union, Arya, so they can bargain jointly with the capitalists.
If the theme song for Smoky Mountain changes to "Look for the Union label," we'll know something's up.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. The union makes us strong.
So after the match, Jim Cornette was so mad that he got in the ring and pointed at the mat. I think he was pointed at all those spots that had to be covered up by electrical tape that we noted last week. From here, we go to a promo with Tammy Fitch, Chris Candido, and The Underfaker.
I'm Brian Lee, Chris Candido, and an irate, upset Tammy Fitch.
You know, I've just about had it with the Rock and Roll Express. First they come out here and they dump a bucket of manure on my head. Now they come out here and they dump a bigger bucket of manure on my head, and her name is Bambi. I've had it with them. I'm not gonna take it anymore. Who is this? This Bambi? I mean, God, this Bambi is worse than the dirty white girl. She's a bigger scuzz than the dirty white girl ever was. When she grabbed a hold of me, I smelled manure under her fingernails from being out on the fields all day long. She's nothing but the Georgia redneck.
Piece of trash.
I can't tell if she pigeons hay or eats hay. She's such a horse. All I know is I'm not a wrestler, and I'm not going to wrestle. I don't care what I have to do. I'm not a wrestler, and I don't plan on wrestling. So I don't care what I have to do, but I'm going to think of something.
That's right. We're going to have a plan, Bob Caudle.
I just had to think of something. Guys, let's go home.
They're champions for nothing.
Oh, is she upset? All right, fans, we're going to be back.
She might think about filing a sexual discrimination lawsuit against Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
We're going to get to that later.
Yeah. In theory, it's one of those funny things about wrestling. It's like, why do we occasionally have a contract signing when not every match requires a contract signing? how is Tammy allowed to just be put in a match against her will? Especially if she's not a contracted wrestler, she's a contracted manager.
I would love to have an explanation for you, and I don't.
Well, you haven't finished writing your pro wrestling rule book yet.
I don't think that this would be within the rules. I think that's going to be the problem. This is why we need a rule book.
Well, Trey, let's go. We've been talking about this for a year now. Let's get going on the rule book.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to write a slightly more important thing.
That's true. Good luck with your slightly more important thing.
Thank you.
So yeah, Underfaker was looking especially Underfaker this week. The black hair, the beard, he didn't have Ted DiBiase with him though. So that's, the one thing that would have stopped that from being the true Underfaker. He's too busy being on Mid-South this week, or being talked about on Mid-South this week.
So next week on Mid-South is Skandar Akbar going to be the Underfaker? Or no, he just has a mustache, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The Office?
A little bit. I think I started watching it one time, and then they changed whatever streaming service it was on, and I never got more than a few episodes in.
I'm pretty sure it's all on the cock for what it's worth. But anyway, there is a scene in one of the latter seasons where everyone debates whether or not one of the characters, Stanley, has a mustache. And it's funny because during the debate, it's you could totally in your head see him both with a mustache and without a mustache. So
had he
had
he had and not had a mustache over the course of the show?
No, I'm pretty sure he had a mustache the whole time.
So it's the no mustache Stanley was a Mandela effect thing?
Yes. Yes, but it's it sounded so believable that you could see it in your head.
Sure, okay.
But anyway, that's what we're going to get with General Skandar Akbar on Tuesday. Does Skandar Akbar have facial hair? We don't know. We've only been watching him for 3 years at this point. So yeah, she is not happy that she has to wrestle Bambi. She is mad as hell, and she's not going to take it anymore. I will say though, here's a positive, and I me, I like to think about the positives. Tammy now knows what the smell of manure is. Before, she may not have had any idea what the smell under Bambi's fingernails were, but now she knows, hey, that's manure.
Sure, yeah.
All right, well, we then get a replay of last week's kerfluffle with Dirty White Boy and Jake the Snake Roberts, and we go back to Caudle, who's standing by with the Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion.
What happened last week, you heard from the Dirty White Boy, who says he's going to fight fire with fire where this man right here is concerned.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was very good. I got to give it to him. I wonder how many months he had to sit at home and think about that, or did he think of it himself at all? Maybe the wife thought of it, You see what I see, Tony, is you are a child trying to play a man's game. You want to come over here and pull a finger, take a finger, I'll take an arm. You want to reach inside my gut and pull out the stomach, I'll pull out your heart. That's just the way it is. Because when it comes right down to it, I will do absolutely anything to get what I want. Sacrifice, I'll sacrifice anyone. You see, I have my own rules. I do have morals, but they're my own. I come up with them myself, and if need be, I change them tomorrow, and I adjust, and I get what I want. Summer Blast. We're talking cage. Now, you might think in the back of your little weasel mind that I would be worried about that. But you see, I've been a caged animal all my life. When I was brought into this world, I didn't know how to steal, how to cheat, how to lie. My dear father taught me all of that. Wow. And these nice folks out here taught me that. Because you see, that's the way of life. So Tony, Summer Blast in a cage. I don't need the snake. I don't need nothing. Because I've got the one thing that no man can deal with. That's the DDT. Because once I hook the DDT on somebody and I take you to the mat, you don't move. And if you don't believe me, why don't you ask that little scumbag you call your old lady, huh? Ask her what it was like. Ask her what a nice trip it was. Ask her what a ride it was. And if you're lucky, Tony, if you're real lucky, you might survive. But I don't think so. Because nobody's lucky when they play with a snake. Not even you.
The dirty white boy, Jake the Snake. Summer Blast fans, let's go to the ring.
So normally when you hear somebody blame their parents for the way they turned out, you kind of roll your eyes and like, take responsibility for your own actions, dude. You're a grown-ass adult, man. But in this case, I think Jake has a point.
There are far worse things that Jake could have learned from his father than cheating in life.
I mean, at least he took the lessons in a different way, because Grizzly was cheating at life, but, he cheated at life in an illegal fashion. To the best of our knowledge, Jake more or less stayed with his head above water.
Well, I'm sure Jake did some illegal things, but never that kind of.
Yeah. I mean, like the only time, like, and who knows, you could probably find something more online. The only time I remember him having legal issues or when he had that issue with his snake in England. I think the snake died.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, during this promo, he had like a black cloth on his hand, and at first, especially when he started talking about fingers, I'm like, oh, are we supposed to believe that White Boy broke his finger last week? And so now he's got like a black thing on his hand. And then you realize, no, that's not what happened. He was carrying the bag that he carries the Smoky Mountain title in.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Now, during this promo, I was thinking about how, Jake is going to be out of the territory soon. And Cornette has famously said that after Jake's no-shows, that he didn't see Jake again until he showed up in the WWF in '96. How does Cornette get his belt back?
He didn't trust Jake to take the belt.
That probably makes as much sense as anything else. I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. At least he didn't have to go buy it from a pawnbroker, like when the Snowman sold the USWA title to a pawn shop. Oh Lord. I was say maybe we should do Memphis, but we've already talked about doing Memphis before. That's
Yeah.
on the when one of us gets rich and pays the other person to do nothing but do podcasts that no one listens to. That's on the list.
Yeah.
So from here we go to our next match, which is Joe Kazana, the returning Joe Kazana versus the Dirty White Boy. And I got mad at Les because he stole my shorthand for White Boy, calling him DWB. Which, if it wasn't for me, that would never be the shorthand for Dirty White Boy.
It was also my shorthand for Dirty White Boy, so I think it's just obvious.
So, did you notice White Boy gave last week's old lady a hug and a kiss?
I did. What a baby face.
Yes. I noted that Smoky Mountain couldn't afford a new old lady. Now
it's clearly the stunt granny.
Yes. How's that for pile driving, Miss Daisy? I should have stolen that. Downloaded that clip and put that on the drop board. So Joe Kazana, we haven't seen him in a few months, maybe even a few years at this point. He is a big star. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We saw him like in the last couple of months.
Okay, well, at least a few months. So he's a big ass star, and you know that he's a big star because here we are on television, and White Boy couldn't just beat him. We had to have a schmoz finish. Jake ran in for the disqualification. Um, Kendo number 1 came in and got DDT'd. So Kendo number 2 ran in and chopped Jake because, oh my God, Jake DDT'd his Kendo.
That I thought was kind of funny.
I thought it was too. I don't know about this whole storyline with the two Kendos, but it's like, hey, it was a cute little twin magic spot, even though it wasn't really twin magic. Although you would think Kendo 1 would still be pissed off about the way Kendo 2 lost his TV title last week.
Indeed. Which one is Kendo 2?
I just say the one that was with White Boy is Kendo 2.
Kendo number 2 or Kendo TOO?
I put number 2.
Because he's the shit?
Of course. To be fair, I know one of them is Bobby Blaze. I got no idea who the other one is. I'm sure we'll see a small jobber in the next week or two. Like, oh, that's probably Kendo number 2. So up next we got our Night of the Legends preview, and we get the big news that coming to Knoxville for the Night of the Legends is none other than Mr. Ron Wright. And Don will also be there, but Mr. Ron Wright will be there. And while this is not a brand new promo, we did get Ron Wright here on Smoky Mountain Wrestling this week with the promo that if you've been on the YouTube searching for Mr. Ron Wright promos, this popped up. And I was always like, how did they find this promo? Well, we got our answer. Let's go to what was then like a 20-year-old clip of a Ron Wright promo.
All kinds of wrestling action will be on the card Friday night at Chill Highway Park Arena. Tommy Gilbert asked for a match against Dandy Jack Donovan, who turned on Gilbert last night, left the ring after...
Turn that over and be quiet a minute. I've got a little something I want to tell you.
Oh, I don't doubt that
How
a bit.
come you've got my chair run down slow? You've got it run down low trying to make...
I don't handle chairs, Ron. I don't have a thing in the world to do with it.
Put yours down there a little bit.
That's
I want to
just
tell
a little.
you something. Let me tell you. I took that loudmouth, dumb old Dromo down there last night. I whooped that man to the point that they had to send 8 wrestlers and John Kazana and all the police in the building in there and hold me and pull me off of him. And that goes to show you what kind of man that he come out here and bragged that he was.
You through?
No, I'm not through.
Well, you wonder.
I was just sitting there waiting for you to open that big mouth again so I can tell you to shut up. You come down here, all you know to do is sit down here and lie. I don't know why the people down here don't get up a petition and have you fired from down here. They ought to fire you and run you come off the TV hill. Hire me and take your place and give me your job.
Hey,
I do a 10 to 1 better job at it than you do.
It ain't me that got suspended.
Now, let me tell you something. These loudmouth idiot referees, they're low down, conniving. Don't stand there and tell me to wait a minute. I'll smack you from across the ring over there. Go ahead if you feel. Just because they put a referee shirt on and hide behind them white and yellow and black stripes, they ought to be yellow stripes because yellow's all you are. Y'all ain't none of you nothing but a bunch of yellow-bellied nitwits. Before you let your mouth run out, you put your hand...
Oh, Lord. I always going to mark out for a Ron Wright promo. I know I've said this to you before. I don't think I've said it on the show. Ron Wright has always sounded like a 60-year-old man. Because that is very much early 30s Ron Wright. And it's like he sounds like an old man.
Yeah, it's funny. I wrote the exact same thing you did about if you search for Ron Wright on YouTube, you've seen this. And if you haven't, go search it because that was like a partial version. and
Yep.
the full version is worth the time.
I don't handle
Prime
chairs, Ron.
Prime Ron Wright footage is my Library of Alexandria.
Yes. Um, but yes, I don't even know who that announcer was. That 10 to
That
1, we know that Ron Wright would have done a better job
oh
than
god, Big Jim something. They said his name. They said his name on one of the first Les Thatcher on the history of
well,
what
maybe
Knoxville wrestling. They said his name. It's Big Jim something. I don't remember his last name.
if we would have played it 3 or 4 weeks ago when they first played, but oh well, too bad, so sad. Um, so after the Night of the Legends plug this week, they tell us that the West Town Inn is the official hotel for the Night of the Legends, and you can stay at the West Town Inn at a special Night of the Legends rate of $32 for a single occupancy or $36 for a double. Now, Trey, first of all, do you have a spare $18 you could pay for your half of the room?
I might can swing $18 if we can get the time machine working. Big Jim Hess, by the way.
Big Jim Hess. There we go. Now, is it mean of me to think that the standard rate for the West Town Inn probably wasn't a whole lot more than $32 or $36?
Yeah, no, it couldn't have been. Couldn't have been.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know if you looked up the West Town Inn and had anything to say about it.
I bet I've looked it up before.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. So from here, let's go to the first ever promo with a union. I mean, we had one last week, but that's where they established the union. This is the first time we've ever had a promo after a union's been established by all the union members. And I guess we're also going to hear from Terry Funk, but
if we must. By the way, the West Town Inn, as we have previously established, that address is now a Raising Cane's.
That's right. I wonder if they still have a pool in the there so the customers can go swimming.
Well, you got to soak the chicken in something.
True that. All right, let's go to. Well, Cornette's going to throw it to Terry Funk first.
With us right now, Jim Cornette, his enforcer, Bruiser Bedlam. What are you trying to bring down Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
No.
This union
No.
activity?
I'm
What
not.
are you trying to...
Shut up, jabbering Bob. I'm not trying to bring anything down. I'm trying to run things. I have a thirst. I have a lust for power. And you know somebody that's going to help me get power? Terry Funk. Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr. And he's got some comments about Summer Blast. Before I get started, I want to hear what Terry's got to say.
You know, I look at Tennessee. I think, gosh, there's got to be something wonderful about it. There's got to be something that's special about it. So you look around the countryside. You try to find something that's very sweet about it. And there really is nothing. What is the attraction in Tennessee? It certainly isn't the people. It certainly isn't the mountains. What does Texas have over Tennessee? What Texas has, it has very successful and good athletes coming out of this area. In fact, the best in the world. What do you have coming out of Tennessee? You have a bunch of uneducated idiots coming out of the University of Tennessee. What do you have coming out of the state itself? Nothing. We have wonderful politics. We have wonderful everything. But the worst thing that you have that coming out of Tennessee is the reputation of your wrestling organization, and it is becoming fouled by the Armstrong family. Who wants to see not one, not two, not three, not four? God only knows how many of them are running around there legitimately and illegitimately throughout the country. No wonder Cornette called up Dory Funk Jr. and called up myself, Terry, and said, hey, I need you in there. I need to get rid of these people and get them out of here. I need to show the people of Tennessee their true colors. We all know what their true colors are, and that's the color of yellow. We are going to show you people out there just exactly who the Armstrongs are. This is very important because that is the only way that we will be paid by Jim Cornette, is if we show you who the Armstrongs are. And when those Armstrongs are out there hollering, Daddy, 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 please come down here. Oh, Daddy, 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 oh, Daddy, help me, Daddy. Oh, please, Daddy, 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 please come down here. And Bob Armstrong stays in the background. It doesn't take much to figure out the man is a coward.
You know, Trey, Jim Cornette is drunk for power. Do you know who used to have power in wrestling? Mike Adamle.
You know who's going to have power in wrestling now? The Union.
Oh yes. I thought you were going to say you for when you murder me for constantly referencing Mike Adamle. So we get the Terry Funk promo with the difference between Texas and Tennessee, and Terry says that he and Dory will only get paid if they show the Armstrongs who they are. I don't know. That seems like a pretty easy thing to do.
I think they already know. Like they indicated earlier that they know who the Funks are.
Well, they know who the Funks are, but they didn't know who they are. That's what Terry and Dory have to do to get paid. No, not that. But the Armstrongs need to know who the Armstrongs are.
I think they know who. Never mind. Look, there is a promo that it's got to be on World Class, so it's got to be coming up in the next few months for us. It's a very funny Cornette promo that he does the inverse of the Tennessee Texas thing.
So he's going to say nice things about Tennessee.
Yeah, in Texas. Carl Stern used to play it on his classic wrestling audio. For all I know, he still does. I haven't listened in a long time. Not that Carl Stern doesn't.
Wow. Carl Stern's out here. I'm sure he listens to this show, and you're just being like, oh, I don't listen to Carl Stern anymore.
I don't listen to many podcasts anymore.
Is this because I make you do 2 podcasts a week?
Only partially.
I noticed you did not deny that. All right, let's go to the rest of the promo with Mr. Jim Cornette.
All right, and of course, that's the battle of the family. We're going to find out who the #1 family in professional wrestling is.
Let me explain something to the Armstrongs. You're going to find out, boys, what it's like to be non-union workers in a union area, because I have Killer Kyle. He's the muscle, he's the leg breaker, he's the enforcer, he does the dirty work. You can see he's ready to get down and get in the trenches and do some dirty things that need to be done. And then Bruiser Bedlam, the world's most dangerous wrestler. He's the man that's going to be, without doubt, the most powerful, strongest wrestler in the history of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He's ripping apart everything that comes in his path. The Funk Brothers have opened an Amarillo chapter of the Union Fight, Federation of International Thugs and Eliminators. And I, Jim Cornette, I'm going to be the Jimmy Hoffa of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I'm going to be running things around here. So Armstrongs, you're going to find out, and you're going to find out that your old man is a coward for hiding behind that excuse about not wanting to get back in the ring because he didn't want to quit as commissioner. It's too late. He can't even get back in the ring after he resigns now. I'm not going to settle for that. I want all the Armstrongs out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And Tracy Smothers at Summer Blast. Doc Fight with the Bad Man, the Motor City Madman, Bruiser Bedlam. Just like they do on the dock, spread everybody back, bring anything you want, do anything you want. There's no way to stop this match until one man is stretched out and beaten. The referee's powerless, because in a dock fight, there is no referee. So Bruiser Bedlam's going to take care of Tracy Smothers at Summer Blast. Killer Kyle is standing by to do any dirty deeds that I want done dirt cheap. And the Funk family will rule preeminent as the greatest legacy in the history of professional wrestling over the broken bodies of the Armstrongs at Summer Blast. This union is on a roll. You wouldn't believe the calls I'm getting. Everybody wants to join it. Come on, guys. We got to bust up a few picket lines.
All righty, fans. Let's take this moment.
Let's take this moment to go watch Bruiser Bedlam bust up some picket lines.
I don't think that Cornette knows how unions work. The unions do not bust up the picket lines. The unions are the picket lines. This anti-union propaganda is exactly why the world is so fucked up today, by the way.
We have the heels representing the labor movement.
And not understanding. I need to know more about this dock workers union that Bruiser Bedlam was a part of in Detroit, because I don't think that organization was on the up and up.
Or I might actually explain why Detroit is so fucked up.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So you know what I have not missed for the past what feels like month plus? Personality profile. And I guess this isn't an official personality profile. We didn't get the on-screen graphic, but Les Thatcher's in the ring to do an interview. And so by all accounts, it's a personality profile. Let's go to personality profile with, I don't know if she has no personality or she just what have you, but it's Bambi.
We took a look at you coming out of the box, and you literally popped in on us last week, Bambi. And I think a lot of the Smoky Mountain fans would like to know a little bit of your background.
Well, you know, first of all, I've been friends with Ricky and Robert for a long time, and, you know, I've always looked up to them. They're the greatest tag team around. I've been wrestling for a long time, so it was an honor for me to come up and be a tag team with them.
We're certain. Hold on.
Hold on just 1 minute. Let me tell you something, little girl. I don't know who you think you are.
Come on, you guys.
But I am the first lady. Listen to me when I talk to you. I am the first lady of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I've run every other woman out of this territory before. I've gotten rid of Sherry Martel. I've gotten rid of that little scuzz, the dirty white girl. And it won't be a problem to get rid of you. There's not room for two women in this territory. All you are is a little scuzz bucket. That's
hey,
oh, let me tell you.
Hey, come on, you guys. Come on, cut her loose. Come on, you guys. Come on, Brian. Come on.
Come on, Trey. Come on, Trey. Come on.
So, Little Miss sexual discrimination lawsuit suddenly wants to discriminate against any other woman that happens into the territory.
Well, I mean, she's trying to have a monopoly, which is its own issue.
Just the capitalist propaganda on this fucking program.
And notice Les had such a problem with physicality, and then the Rock and Roll Express comes out and he's like, all right. Like, you biased motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I wrote the Rock and Roll Express come out to beat Horsehead and Ping Pong. And I don't know why I decided that Candido's name was Ping Pong.
He was bumping around like a ping pong ball.
There you go. That's probably it.
That's what ping pong balls do. They bump, right?
I saw Forrest Gump.
Yeah. What did you think about Bambi's 5-star promo here?
Yeah, best promo on this show since the Dirty White Girl.
You are a big fan of her talent and ability, aren't you?
Big fan of her character and personalities.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
There's a woman on ESPN. I'm probably going to. I think I have her name wrong, but I think her name is Mina Kimes. It's like every time she's on, she can't stop giggling, and it bugs the fuck out of me because it's like you're a fucking broadcaster. Stop giggling every time you're on TV. And like I know Bambi's been on TV now for about 75 seconds total, but like that's all I could think of was like she won't stop laughing and she won't stop giggling. Like, stop it.
I didn't get giggling from this. I just thought I don't know. I just thought she wasn't a very good promo.
She was happy to get booked.
Well,
she
yeah,
she didn't have to jump up and down on a trampoline in order to get booked. So we go to our main event. which was Timothy Well with Stephen Dunn. They are the team of Well Done versus Lance Storm with Chris Jericho in our Extreme Enforcement of the Rules match. Now, neither Lance nor Mr. Well had a picture of their face on their ass for this match. I popped myself thinking about how I could have messed up saying that and said that they had a picture of their ass on their face. So
that was there was like an episode of Beavis and Butthead, like one of the classic ones that they decide to get a tattoo of a butt with a butt-shaped tattoo on it on their butts.
I don't not remember that one. I remember the one where Beavis had a nosebleed and Butthead was trying to call 911, and of course, you just tell them it's a nosebleed. Like, we're not going to send the fucking ambulance out for a nosebleed.
Yeah.
So Mr. Well kept slapping Lance, so Lance slapped him back. Mr. Dunn from the outside, he kept accidentally distracting the referee when Mr. Well would be breaking the rules. Now I'm confident that Mr. Well and Mr. Dunn are fine, upstanding citizens, and they would not be purposely distracting the referee when rule violations were occurring. The finish of the match saw Mr. Well spit in Lance's face, so Lance used a closed fist punch for the disqualification. This match was almost as enjoyable as Matt Striker versus Balls Mahoney.
I didn't see Matt Striker versus Balls Mahoney, and I still enjoyed it more than this.
I think I'm starting to side with you on the whole Well Done thing. These guys are getting go away heat with me.
We are well done with seeing this tag team on our program here.
There's the Iron Sheik to say, "You have a lot of heat with me."
It's not an Indian tobacco, baby.
Yes. Although, I mean, she doesn't look like Wendy Richter, but I mean, Bambi is a brunette. Iron Sheik may want to share his medicine with her.
Get my money, buy my medicine.
Yeah. So, yeah, the last time, honestly, this reminded me a lot of the last time we had a Thrill Seekers Well Done match as the main event. It's like it was a very meh way to end the show, and the show just ended. And next week is going to be so important. All they plugged was we're going to get more about the Night of the Legends. We didn't even get like the half-assed Beat the Champ plug that we normally get.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe the champion will get a week off like Bobby Blaze did that time.
This is not necessarily a bad show, but you can't appreciate the great shows without seeing the ones that aren't that great.
This was a very middling show. It wasn't terrible. We had Jake Roberts promo and Terry Funk promo on the same show, so it can't be that bad.
No, not at all. But 126 down, 74 to go. And before we wrap things up, we'd like to tell you what else is happening in the world of wrestling. And to be honest, it's kind of a whatever week in wrestling this week. The big non-Vince McMahon trial news is that the only show to draw as expected this week in all of wrestling was apparently Jacques Rougeau returning home to Montreal to challenge the Head Triggers for the WWF Tag Team titles, which drew 12,000 people in Montreal. However, not only did they lose, but Pierre and Johnny Polo turned on Jacques. And that is going to lead to Jacques' retirement match in October in Montreal. And you know how important this is, that this retirement means so much to Jacques that he only wrestles about 100 more times before the end of his career.
I didn't actually know that this happened.
It did.
How about that?
WCW got some bad news, as despite putting out more advertising for this Clash of the Champions than probably any other Clash, having a Flair versus Sting unification match, having the first live TV appearance of Hulk Hogan in over a year. Clash of the Champions did their fourth lowest rated show up to this point, a 3.0. And it's noted that of those three ones that are lower, two of them were also June shows. Now, coincidence or not, this would be the last June Clash of the Champions. As, next year they stick the Great American Bash back in the June slot.
That's better. I like
Yes.
the Great American Bash. Should be great.
But I mean, come on, Mike Graham, who invented everything, he's the one that came up with the idea, according to Mike Graham.
The idea for the Great American Bash, or the idea for bringing it back?
The idea for eliminating Clash of the Champions is and having more pay-per-views.
Well, there you go.
So, yes, it's Mike Graham's fault. And then, according to the wrestling column in the Miami Herald, and Dave didn't note this, but it's probably written by Alex Marvez, the press secretary for Maryland Governor William Schaefer said that the governor was unaware that he was caught in the middle of the Hulk Hogan WCW WWF war, but is adamant in saying that Hulk Hogan is the Babe Ruth of pro wrestling. That's a follow-up to last week when he went on WWF King of the Ring and said that he was a Hulk Hogan guy. And Jerry Lawler,
poor mayor of Baltimore, who has he's probably like, what the fuck is this stupid bullshit, and why are people asking me about this?
To be fair, it's the governor of Maryland, not just the mayor of Baltimore. But
oh, okay, same fucking different. No, it's not.
He was also said to not be happy that Jerry Lawler came out and called him Governor Budweiser. But yeah, that is your Smoky Mountain report for the week, and yeah,
it was a show.
Yeah, of all the shows we ever watched, that was certainly one of them.
It was the most recent, even. I'll go that far.
So, okay, I know I'm technically affiliated with the website, but lately, the Observer site has been posting a lot of update on so-and-so's contract things. And it's like, I mean, I guess it's to get clicks, but it's like the new headline that just got posted now, update on Chelsea Green's WWE contract. And you click on it, and it's a lot of words to tell you that Chelsea Green re-signed with WWE.
I already saw that because it was on Fightful Select. And I also like I'm already well I guess because people who haven't subscribed can see the titles. But I'm like, I fucking subscribed. I don't need to read. You can just put Chelsea Green resigns as the title, as far as I'm concerned. I have to click because just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. Well, it does. What the fuck does it matter? I'm fucking paying anyway. That'll get paid more per click.
At least they didn't say former WWE champion's contract status or whatever. Because she's a former women's United States champion.
There was one the other day that was like a TNA champion's contract, and I don't even remember which fucking one it was.
It was Macklin, probably.
Yes, okay. It was Steve Macklin.
Yeah. Okay, so allow me to be a little bit grumpy. Apparently, AAA, a lucha libre promotion based in Mexico, and Trey, just, you're closer to Mexico than I am. What is the primary language spoken in Mexico?
Spanish.
Great. Now, in Mexican culture, they have a holiday called Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. AAA, a Mexican wrestling company located in Mexico, is going to be holding a show on Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, in Monterrey, Mexico, and the name of the show is AAA Day of the Dead. they really like? Like it made my head explode that the Mexican wrestling company in Mexico having a show on the holiday is naming their show the English translation of the holiday.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry that
Lord.
I'm sorry that that has you upset, Arya. Really, truly.
It doesn't have me upset. It just, uh, annoyed enough to say something. Um, so did we talk about yesterday the video that WWE or the teaser that WWE put on Twitter over the weekend of a man in nice shoes and pants walking down the hallway?
We alluded to a video. I don't think we went into detail about it.
Well, over the weekend, they put up a teaser, like a 10-second teaser of somebody in nice shoes and pants walking down the hallway. And like the speculation was rampant. Like people are like, oh, this is the return of Gunther. Maybe it's Andrade because you know that whole AEW contract thing. Maybe it's Tony D'Angelo. I saw a few people talk about Jericho. Like maybe this will be like because like he's wearing like nice shoes and pants. Maybe next we'll see him in like other Chris Jericho type gear or whatever. I saw all that, but no one was expecting that this teaser was a teaser for the WrestleMania 42 commercial that got posted today. We are now doing social media teasers for commercials for ticket on sale dates.
Are you
Everything
gonna
was
go
like for
to?
ticket on sales dates because like the end of the commercial was to tell you that WrestleMania 42 tickets are now on sale, but they've been on sale to the best of my knowledge.
Are you going to WrestleMania next year?
I am not going to watch WrestleMania next year.
Oh,
The plan, and I'm doing this the same for the Rumble. I have my AMC Stubs membership. I am gonna go see some movies.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. And I figure if I can get through Royal Rumble without watching it, then I'm golden. Because like that's my worry that I'll crack and I'll watch that.
Good luck.
But yes, I have zero intention on supporting WWE moving forward in any of their endeavors. Let them make their billions of dollars. Let them suck Trump's dick if they want to. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't have to watch it.
There you go.
You know?
I was already not watching it because it's a bad show and I don't like it.
Yeah. Apparently, they had a good women's tag team title match on Raw last Monday. I don't even know who the hell Charlotte Flair and Alexa wrestled, but they wrestled somebody and they won. And it was a good match, apparently.
Well, congratulations to them on having a good match.
Yes. And because you can't just see good wrestling anywhere on free television these days. Actually, not even free television. It's on Netflix. So, you know, apparently you can have good matches on free television as well, apparently.
Well, when I watch AEW free television, there's a lot of great matches.
Yes. Apparently, HBO Max had to put out a clarification because they listed Battle of the Belts and Double or Nothing airing on like Black Friday on HBO Max, but like somebody had to point out that it was 180 days after Double or Nothing, which is the window where they can now put the show on HBO Max for free for HBO Max subscribers. And Battle of the Belts was not previously on, so theoretically they're putting all those shows up there. I was at one of them. I was at the one they did in Kingston, Rhode Island. I just remember like a Jade Cargill match that went on forever. Like the one time she had a match, it didn't end in like 30 seconds.
I can't even afford to go to Dynamite and Collision 15 miles from my house next week. So fuck my
That
life.
sucks. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault my life is shitty. Not completely your fault my life is shitty.
You could have gone and seen my friends at the heels table. I I am planning. In fact, I'm actually actively scheduled to be at Dynamite in Boston in 3 weeks. It's the Wednesday before Full Gear. And then I'm currently still planning on being at Full Gear. Now I do have to laugh. So like, well, fingers crossed. Hopefully you can make it work. You're gonna go see Dynamite Collision, hopefully, next week, skipping ahead about 7 weeks of AEW television.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go, it would be worth it. I would do that.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be hilarious. And then you'd be like, why is Mercedes Moné, you know, got 35 title belts? Like, well, you gotta go back and watch her win belts number, I don't know how many you're at this point, but number 6 through 34.
I laughed so hard. Queen Amanada posted a picture with her new Deadlock Pro Women's Championship belt, and Nyla Rose, who was fucking hilarious, his quote tweeter said, "That money lady gonna beat your ass."
I love Nyla. Hey, she's got 2 belts, Nyla. So it's like I think she should watch her ass too.
Does she have 2 Slammies?
Not to the best of my knowledge. I don't think she's won any Slammies.
Darn.
Let's see here. Anything we can play here before we finish things up? I apparently need to add more things now to the drop board here. Yeah, I don't have anything funny to play. What the hell? Let's promotional consideration has been paid for by the following.
I'm Don West, and today I'm selling you professional wrestling history. The NWA presents TNA, total nonstop action. And on June 19th, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship will be decided in a 20-man, Gauntlet for the Gold match. Former world champion, Jeff Jarrett, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, the one and only, Scott Hall. It's only $9.95. $9.95! We're talking TNA, June 19th, exclusively on pay-per-view, total nonstop action. Wednesdays will never be the same.
You have to wonder, because Scott Hall was in the WWF like a month earlier when they had the plane ride from hell. It's like how I mean I guess he's fired for cause, but it's like, he went from being in the WWF to like barely a month later being on the debut TNA show. It's like they were so eager to get rid of him, they did not even do a non-compete.
Yeah. It's what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'd ask you to pick them between 1 and 21, but there's a lot of intros and whatnot in here, so I'd be don't do that one.
You got 21, I got 22, and I don't understand that means I just lost the game because I'm really fucking stoned.
Or if you have 22, it could mean.
Hey Moses, where's my car, man? Space 22. 22. 22. Go back! Where are you? Why me? Why me? Why me?
Okay, we need
did not. Go ahead.
We need a drop of Sid going, "You are half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do."
He once tried to defend that, and he claimed that Russo told him to say that, and Russo was like, "I didn't fucking tell him to say that." And I would like to think that Vince Russo is not that fucking stupid.
I remember one time on like a shoot interview, he said that they wanted him to say, "I'm not as dumb as you think I'm dumb," and he wouldn't say it. But then ever since then, like whenever I want to, whenever I have the chance to say something to that effect, that I'm not as dumb as you think I am, I as an homage to Sid, I say I'm not as dumb as you think I'm dumb.
But you know and I know that you are only half the man that I am. And I have half the brain that you do.
Credit to Christopher Westmass on YouTube for posting that.
Christopher Westmass.
Yes, and it's Westmass with 2 A's in it.
So
and
not
1 S.
Not John Cena's
West...
hometown of West Newbury, Massachusetts.
Nope, nor is it Western Massachusetts.
Hmm.
It's West Mass.
Massholes.
Yes, we are. Up here in Taxachusetts.
Down here in the great state of Texas.
Oh Lord. Let's see. Anything on the Twitter machine right now that we could talk about? There's apparently a lot of hockey on tonight. Apparently all 32 NHL teams are in action today, which I know excites you, I'm sure.
You know it.
Let's see. They announced a tag team match with Dynamite tomorrow.
Really?
Which is funny, even though it's not a response to it. Right underneath it on my feed is someone responding or someone saying, "None of this is enjoyable." I don't think she's referring to the tag team match play.
That looks enjoyable to me.
What's that?
Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy against Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. I assume that was the match you were talking about.
That was the match. I was trying to not spoil things for you because again, you're not watching. But
there's a Joe Gagne posted a cool clip of Chris Kanyon giving Billy Kidman a pile driver off the second rope.
Well, it wasn't a power bomb, so you can do that to Kidman.
Yeah, exactly. More people should have tried to pile drive Kidman.
Yeah, you can pile drive Kidman. By the way, in less shocking news, Joe Hendry was on NXT tonight, confronting Ethan Page and Chelsea Green.
Who was on?
Joe Hendry.
Oh, isn't he just fucking usually on NXT now?
That's why I said about as shocking. Not shocking. And I just scrolled down and saw the Joe Gagne's video clip. I think it's Gagne, not Gagne.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm sorry, I see that name, I think Gagne because of the reasons.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Let's see. And Rob Naylor posted Terry Funk punching Ric Flair at Wrestle War 89. Further proof that all you need to watch from 89 is 10 hours of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Hockey. By the way, go Dallas Stars. More hockey, some more hockey. There's some trans people. Trump sucks. Hockey. John Moxley's going to wrestle Kyle O'Reilly tomorrow night. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's not a whole lot else to talk about here.
You try so hard to artificially extend this show.
Well, apparently Kendall Gray defeated Lash Legend to retain the Evolve Women's Championship.
Huh.
Lash Legend is one of those people that I'm very much down with the thickness.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I think we can just call it a day now. We're just like, we're not even riffing about anything really. We're just like killing time in the worst possible way. If you're still listening to this show, why? But anywho, Trey, you want to plug anything before we go?
No. What? The fuck do I have to plug?
I don't know. Go read Trey's dissertation when he finishes it.
Yeah, assuming I ever finish it.
When he finishes it, go read it. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's program. Thank you all for listening. Hope you all enjoyed the show. We'll talk to you again in 7 days.
Bye.